Hey, Jim and Jody. I'll be in there in a sec. I just wanted to make sure that I was checking out the front, and I'll be in there shortly. Won't be a sec. So I'm looking around, guys, and ladies, I should say, and I want to look at the front of the property. And I mean, it's a really beautiful Spanish facade of a home, which we've seen before on my previous appraisal. And let's have a real good look around. I'm looking at the this tiling is actually quite nice. That looks like a kind of a slate or a different style of stone that I've not seen before. It's hard to make out, but I do believe there's actually fossils in these stones. That's pretty impressive, from about the Cretaceous period, which is an odd one. Let's have a look at the stairs. Now these look like they've just been fixed up. There is still a bit of a chip there, Jim. We might have to get that fixed, and I do have access to some really good professionals that can come and fix that up for you. Same as with the hedges. Like, these are really established, really lovely hedges, but we've also got to make sure that they're of the right maintenance and cut back to the right settings so people can just see how crisp and clean they all look. Going up the stairs, you've got really lovely hedging and shaped hedging. This grapevine's incredible. This is it's not a big grapevine. It looks like it is still producing fruit, so that's pretty special in its own right. I don't know where you'd find another one of those in a property like this. Now, wow, look at these double doors. Like, that is a statement. That's a real entry. And look at the ceiling height. That's like 9.5, maybe 10 foot, probably 9.5. And oh man, look at this amazing lounge room. We've got a fireplace, a classic Eames, and a really warm, welcoming front room. That's pretty special. Looking at the walls, is this like a Spanish render or something like that? You don't see that often in a block home. This has been a real family home for a long time. We'll go through to the living area. Yeah, this is easily a very well used and useful space. Plenty of space for a large family and plenty of space for people to really enjoy it. So, overall, there's a couple of patches up here. When we're thinking of getting these taken care of, like, we've got providers that can look after that for you as well. And I'm happy to get on the phone to them prior to presenting the property to market would make much more sense, so that we've got no buyer feedback that's detrimental to the first inspection. Looking at the kitchen, we've got, it's a functional kitchen. It's not a new kitchen by any means, but it's still a really functional and well put together design. There's a couple of chips that I'm sure that you're aware of in the property and on the kitchen bottoms of the doors. That can happen. We've also got trades that can look at that for you as well. So I'd suggest that would be, along with the tiles on the floor, on the wall there, that would be probably the starting point where I would get an idea of how to fix that up pretty quickly. I'm just going to look at my notes for a second. The size of the land is, we're looking at about 480, but it's of course there's a mower, that's always good. The size of the land, it's distinctive. It's got such a large frontage, but the land size doesn't give you the idea that it's a large and well used and very useful block, like when you're looking at the back here. So coming back inside, the condition and the property presents really well. Like, the conditions top notch as far as I'm concerned for this style of property and this style of construction. I think we are looking at a good property that's going to be brought to market really easily. And I think overall, the location from here is actually quite positive. Red Hill is a 3.3 kilometre trip to the CBD. You've got Latrobe Terrace just up the road with all the shops and the cafes that you could ever want. So, you know, it's a real buzzy little pocket around here, and I've got no problem in suggesting that the people that are going to come here are more than likely going to be locals of the area already. Fully air conditioned in the property as well, which is always great, and that looks like a very new air conditioning system, probably put in just before Christmas if I don't say so myself. You know, I did catch the hot water system is actually a gas hot water system and is same as the oven. I also noticed that there's not any solar on the roof, so that can be pretty harsh on your power bill coming into summer for the pool, but not all is lost in that respect. I think people either they'll put it on themselves or they might have a trade that can help them figure it out. And then even just on looking at the neighbouring properties, all of them are really well presented. Always, the lawns are always maintained. It's such a great area. So all in all, I think it's a top spot for someone who's interested in this kind of a property, and I'm really looking forward to getting it going for us. So let's go and do that.